Children by the millions sing for Alex Chilton when he comes round. They say, I'm in love. What's that song? I'm in love with that song. Welcome to Nerds Gone Rogue, episode 143. My name is Matthew Keel. You can find me at infinite_rewind on every social media platform imaginable. Alongside my co-hosts, our fearless leader, Corey Dierig. You can find him at CoreyinHD713 on Twitter. CoreyinHD everywhere else, except for PS4, where he is still Rogue Spartan number 4. Corey, say hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Was that good enough? Was that? Do I need to say it again?
You did great, kid.
Do you want me to be more animated?
No, that's fine. I mean,
I can do the voice that I.
Are you trying to do Seinfeld?
I can. You know, I don't understand that reference.
I know.
I could do the voice that I use when my kid is sad and I try to make her stuffed animals talk. Hello.
Sure. Do it.
Hi.
I mean, it's not going to work unless you have the stuffed animals. So I'm gonna introduce our third person here today, Moose Cool. You can find him at Svhenn everywhere, SVHENN. He is our resident Nerds Gone Platinum host, as well as our Twitch affiliate, and just our all around just quality friend. How are you, sir?
Doing fine.
Cool. I didn't tell you to say hi because last time when I did it, you looked at me like a monkey doing a math problem. So
some monkeys can do math problems, Matt.
Yeah, some. Unfortunately, not this one.
That's animalist.
Maybe. Look, man, some monkeys are better than others. I don't know what you want, man. Some monkeys ride unicycles at the circus. Others just sit around in cages throwing feces at things.
True.
I mean, nature's law or nature's law. So if you've never been here before, welcome. We are Nerds Gone Rogue. We talk about video games, kind of. We're here every Monday night, between 8:30 and 9 Eastern. And the show goes live on YouTube, or the show comes up on YouTube the very next week, as well as every podcast service you can conceivably think of. We also show up on Spotify and iHeartRadio. Check out everything we do on nerdsgonerogue.com. You'll find links to this show, Nerds Gone Rogue, our PlayStation focused show, Nerds Gone Platinum. Say hi, Moose.
Hi.
Then you also find Nerds Gone Rogue B-Sides. That's usually something we do every month where we talk about not video games for a while. And then you'll find Nintendo Pow Block, hosted by Corey and Ed. And Jesse. Is Jesse on Pow Block? I forget. It's been a while.
When he's available.
Okay. All right.
Most of the time. I would say about 80% of the time.
Okay.
It works every time.
And if you want to hit us up outside of the show, I gave you our Twitter handles already, but you can also find the show at Nerds Gone Rogue on Twitter and at Nerds Gone Rogue _official on Instagram. You can also email us your questions, ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com. We answer listener questions every show to the best of our ability, and you know, unfortunately, the one problem with us is you're getting our opinions. Maybe not. It might be something you like, might be something you don't like, but it's our opinion nonetheless. Sadly, Captain Canada is only available here, and unfortunately, he's not here today, or at least not here yet. I know he had an awkward weekend, so he he might be.
You know, it would be awesome if he just walked right behind you while you were saying that.
I would literally hang up the show and give him a big old hug and be like, "Hey, Reba, Phillips is staying over," and she'd be like, "Who's Phillips?" And I'd be like, "Captain Canada," and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, him. How's he here?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, we have a lot of questions to answer. I'm getting beer."
He's a white Canadian. He's allowed in. In Trump's America, he's allowed in.
Okay, we're already no.
Too far?
A little bit.
Too far.
A little bit. So
he's not white. He's clear. His skin color comes from all the coffee and maple syrup.
I'm not sure what's happening right now.
I don't know either. But
So
you know what's happening right now? A good time.
I agree.
A good time.
So it's been a week since we last did this.
Only a week.
Only a week.
Yeah, I know. It felt like longer.
It felt like way longer. And yeah. You guys play anything?
Yeah.
Let's talk. It's game time. Let's talk about games.
Wait, Matt, before we get to game time.
Oh, wait, you know what I forgot? I forgot something. We're doing a contest.
Yeah. Contest.
We are going to give away Rage 2. I'm going from memory. I don't have any of this written down. Rage 2. When does it
sent it to you?
Yes, I know. It's going to take me too long. So when does it come out?
Okay, Rage 2 comes out on May 14th, which is a Tuesday. So we will be giving it out on the live show the day before it comes out.
Yeah, yes. I know that part. You just need to give me the date. So yeah, what you need to do in order to enter this contest is you need to subscribe to either our YouTube show or our podcast show on whatever service you want. You need to take a picture of the subscription and email it to ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com. If you want a bonus entry, you can tell us how you found the show, why you like us, or why you stick around. Or if you're new here, just tell us how you found us. That'll be your bonus point. So you can enter this up to twice. But you have to follow those rules. If you do not follow those rules, last time we did a contest, people sent us SoundCloud subscriptions. We ain't been on SoundCloud since
2017.
A long time ago.
February of 2017.
I mean, this is like since the Mueller
episode 57. Everybody, 57 was the last episode.
Yeah, Moose had only been here for like 9 episodes at that point. So that's how long it has been. So either whatever podcast service you listen to us on or YouTube, send us a screenshot in an email, ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com, and you're in. If you want a second entry, tell us how you found us and why you listen. Yeah, that's a contest, and we will announce the winner or winners May 13th, the day before Rage 2 is released.
Yeah, Rage 2. Everybody's ready for a pink apocalypse.
Yeah, everyone's ready for Bethesda's version of not Borderlands.
Can that be the title of this episode, Pink Apocalypse? Or maybe that'll be the episode of when we give it out.
Whatever, man. I mean,
we do what we want.
Lord knows I just make them up when I post them in our little chat. Like, this one is Hangover Hair Day. I don't know.
There you go.
Last week was Flatulent Screen HD.
Yeah. It's a good time.
And the one before that was Farting in Stereoscopic 3D. So.
Nice.
Yeah. So now we've gotten all the housekeeping out of the way. Despite my false start into game time, it is now game time. Corey, what have you been playing?
I've been playing this little this new franchise, this little new franchise called Mortal Kombat
Brothers.
Mortal Kombat 11. Close.
Ooh. So Mortal Kombat 11 is a franchise.
That is a franchise.
You know, that is the type of weird shit NetherRealms would do.
Yeah. They decided to make another one. One of these guys right here. So
how is it on Switch?
I mean, it plays good. The fighters look fantastic. The fatalities and the cutscenes are way lower resolution than the actual game.
Are they low res or are they pixelated because Nintendo doesn't know how to deal with blood?
I mean, it's a little bit of both, to be honest with you.
That's a Super Nintendo joke, ladies and gentlemen. That's how old I am.
The gameplay is great. The characters look great. Like they rebuilt all the characters from the ground up for the Switch version.
Okay.
And they all look great.
Cool.
That said, the stages, when you play a game, like a big kind of open world game, maybe an Unreal Engine game, and you go into an area and the textures don't quite load in, and you just see like the gray boxes. No, not the gray boxes, but like the underlayer before the real textures get loaded in.
Mm-hmm.
The stages look like that all the time.
It's happened in Borderlands a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like you're in like a gray screen or whatever.
No, it's more just like muddy textures, really, instead of like the detail loading in.
Yeah, the details load in, and it actually like makes it crisp.
Yeah. I mean, there's some details in the levels that they kind of redid, like the stuff that you can pick up and hit people with. Like, there's a hammer in one of the levels you can bash someone's face in. That asset was rebuilt, but like, there's a stage, like a tournament stage, which is like it looks like a catwalk for like a modeling show or whatever, kind of. And like in the background, there's a bunch of old Mortal Kombat arcade machines, and
awesome.
It actually looks really cool. But there's a lot of the stage that just looks like, man, that just looks like somebody rubbed some Vaseline on there, and it's just not coming off. You know what I mean? It's just all shiny and kind of lumpy, and textures aren't loading in.
My bad. It was a rough day at work that day. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm sorry. But I mean, like I said, the core gameplay experience is great. The crypt is a little weird. I don't really understand it. Really, I mean, I think it's just like a similar thing to the Spirit Board in Smash Brothers, where like you go in and there's a bunch of modifiers on when you go fight people, and it's extremely difficult if you don't know what you're doing, which is me. So the one thing though is that in the Xbox One and PS4 versions of the game, there's like this really nice kind of sky with like, moonlit sky with clouds and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In the Switch version, it looks like they got what they could into the crypt itself, like towers and bonfires and torches and stuff in the buildings. And they couldn't fit anymore, so they just put like a really bad Photoshop gradient texture behind everything.
Awesome.
And the sky is just a gray. Like if you were to open a new file in Photoshop, it's like a 720p Photoshop file, and you just made a gray gradient, that's what the sky looks like.
Sounds like the background of GeoCities web pages in the 90s.
Maybe they took that. So, but honestly, like the gameplay is fun. The core experience is there, and it's good. It's good. So, the cosmetic stuff is a little pricey. I'm sure anybody who's listened to any podcast in the last week and a half probably know that, but cosmetics are cosmetics with a K, by the way.
Of course.
Little pricey. So they did say they're working on that though, but I would wait till they patch that.
Is Ronda Rousey's acting as bad?
I haven't played Sonya or fought her or anything. I didn't play the story mode yet. I really just went into AI fights and just been practicing, really, because I haven't played Mortal Kombat in forever. The last thing I played from them was Injustice 2.
Okay. And
it plays a lot like that. It's a little bit slower and a little bit more deliberate than Injustice, but I don't know. The core gameplay is there, and it's fun. So I played a lot of that this week, and I played 2 other games that I played last year. One of them I never finished, and one I did finish, but I want to replay it because I didn't really get a whole lot out of my experience with it because just timing and doing stuff and whatever. I started a new game in God of War.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been playing through that. I only played the first hour, but that first hour is really something.
Yeah, it really is.
That funeral scene at the beginning gets me every time I watch it. It's a powerful scene, man. I just that scene alone, I'm just like, man, this game deserves everything it's getting because it's pretty powerful scene. Like you hear the music and the kid is like walking around the altar and you hear Kratos kind of walk in the door and then he steps through the light and then you hear like the dark kind of deep music playing behind him and then when he picks up the body to burn it, like to take it outside, you just hear the orchestra swell and the singing and stuff and it's just like it gets you, man. They really put together a good scene there. So what? Sorry, you were gonna say something.
I was just gonna say that's a good game.
Yeah. So I've been playing that and play a little bit of Spider-Man. Man, I want to play through that game and get through it, but I don't think I like it very much.
Okay.
Like I like the swinging. I think the swinging feels good, but anytime you're moving in that game, that like if you're not on like a rope running across a rope like or swinging or something, just your basic walking around in that game does not feel great. And I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but
well, just to ask the question, like how much are you actually walking in the game? Are you walking a lot?
well, I was in this area in this it's in the first act where you're with Jefferson Davis in this like shipyard and you're inside this like this barn or something. There's a ship in there and you're looking for like the scrapes on the ground and stuff.
And all about you're trying to look for the secret rooms.
Yeah. And like man, just walking around there just is not like I was like, man, am I just like not playing this right? and I had to like zip across the rooms to like make the moving around feel good.
Yeah, that's what I did all the time anyway. I didn't try and walk around. I don't remember walking around in that game at all, unless I got tagged in like combat or something. But that would be the only time I used my feet ever.
Yeah. So that's what I've been playing. I've also been trying to clean up some stuff in Assassin's Creed Odyssey and I'm in Borderlands also, but I feel like I've talked those two games to death, and if I haven't talked enough about Borderlands, Moose has. So, so that's kind of all I've been playing. So,
Okay.
I've been the game I've been playing the most though is Mortal Kombat. It's fun. I don't know why I got it, but I think it's really fun.
I mean, apparently you got it. Apparently you got it because you wanted to have fun.
Yeah, but I didn't play Mortal Kombat 9 or 10, so like.
Yeah, but I feel like the story you could watch the videos and catch up on it, and it's pretty self-contained. You know, like you could pick up. I'm not saying like somebody today was talking about the Avengers and like. My coworker was like, "Yeah, there's like 22 movies," and she's like, "I have to watch all those," and I was like, sitting there thinking,
no,
maybe not all of them. But
there's about
ones.
There's about 8 or 9 that you should watch before you go see this.
So. But anyways, that's kind of how I feel about Mortal Kombat. Like, you don't have to watch the last couple ones. You can pretty much just pick up Mortal Kombat and you're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I'll just watch, like, 10 is on Game Pass, so if I really wanted to, I could go back and play through the story mode of that, which is probably like 2 hours of my time. It's a fighting game. It can't be that long, right?
Yeah.
And I could just watch something on 9 or whatever. So, but
50 hours later.
Yeah.
Act 2.
God, I wish I had 50 hours to play something.
Right?
Woo. It'd be awesome.
So, Moose, this is where the games live. Play you one.
Playing a lot of Borderlands to clean up the 100% in that, waiting for Days Gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I played 10 minutes of Days Gone on Friday and was like, I don't feel like playing video games. Like, it's rare that it ever catches up to me. Like
Mhm.
I'll just be sitting there. I'll be like, I don't want to like interact with anything. Like I mean, you know, like you're interacting with stuff when you're watching it, but
Right.
like I was just like, I don't want to control anything, and so I uh was playing the game for a little bit, and the straw that broke the camel's back is like you're with your friend and you're like chasing this dude down on a bike, and he's like throwing Molotovs, and you're going on like dirt trails, following like a river and stuff, and um, like the bike just controls. It's like just make it control well.
Mhm.
Just don't make it's a fucking video game. It doesn't have to be realistic. You know, just make it control well. And I'm
Mhm.
sure it's built into how you can level your bike that it controls better. But it's like, come on, just
Did you hear how they had to make the bike for that game?
no.
It's since Unreal Engine 4 doesn't they don't allow you like they don't have like a system in place for motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
It's only cars. So like the way they had to build the motorcycle was like they had to build a car and smash it and then they had to like cut it in half and like there's actually a wheel underneath like where the engine is. There's actually like a invisible wheel there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's actually an invisible wheel back underneath the seat of the motorcycle. And it controls like a two-wheeled car.
So the motorcycle has training wheels? Is that what I'm understanding?
No, it's like
in line with the other tires and it's inside of it.
Yeah.
okay, say you have a car, all right, and like it instead of being like this, like a
Harley
normal car,
Davidson dual shocks. Okay, we got
it's like this. The two wheels are on top of the other ones instead of like beside it. So yeah, it was really fascinating. What was that? I think I was listening.
Stuff.
I think it was a Game Informer interview I was listening to, but like they had to. It took them like almost a year to build a system for this car or this bike because there's no option for motorcycles in Unreal, which is weird because you would think like an engine that big would support something like that.
Well, I mean, it really boggles my mind that there's like a compartmentalization for it because I figured like I mean that's goes to show that I don't know how video games work. So
I do file save as print.
Yeah, file save as .ps4.
Yep. There we go. Made a game.
Send it to Sony. They make a platinum happen, and then game.
Speaking of games, you know what would be awesome is if we made a podcast in dreams. Be awesome. I thought about that for a while. I'm like,
what did we just say about you creating work for yourself? What did we just say?
I would be playing a video game. What do you want from me? It was a joke, man.
I know. I get it. It ain't making me laugh, but I get it.
You should be laughing.
Moose, what else?
Laughing is good for the soul.
So, anyways, where the story was going. It's all right. No. It kind of helped explain why I turned it off. I'm like dodging a Molotov. I go down into like the shallow part of the river, and I'm like it's controlling like crazy, and then like I came back up onto the trail, right in line with a tree, and I'm trying to turn and couldn't turn, and I hit the tree, and like died. It was like GTA, like GTA.
Like I had this happened to me in Red Dead, and I'm not playing that anymore.
Yeah. I'm just like what? Like at least throw me from the vehicle or something, and make me get back on the vehicle, and maybe lose the guy and reset me or something. But you just kill me, and I was just like, I'm really not in the mood for this. So I turned it off. I've been playing more Axiom Verge because I got the multiverse edition of that, which I'm enjoying. A little bit of Cuphead, a little bit more Katana Zero. I recommend Katana Zero. It is.
I need to get that.
Huh?
I need to get that.
Yeah, I think you would like it.
I probably will.
It looks totally really like it because we both share a love for Hotline Miami, but this is like a 2D side scroller. There's so much more to it than I initially thought, which is great. you know, that's great that they did that. And so I was like, there's going to be varying gameplay and all that stuff. And so it's a lot of fun. Like they do like you have like a slowdown mechanic, you have like a dodging roll, and then you can like pick stuff up. So like I'm in a stage right now where I'm trying to get out, and like you drop down and there's a butcher knife there. I mean, like any, you know, facility you're trying to break in or out of.
Sure, yeah.
So like you can like pick up the knife and chuck it at one guy, and it's like kind of like a one-use type thing. Unlike in Hotline Miami, some of the stuff you can pick up, like you can throw a bat and then go pick up the bat and use it again, keep using it. Like the knife, like the butcher knife was like done, and then get the guy that's coming behind you. Or if you're fast enough, you could pick up the butcher knife, save it for later, take out one guy, take out the other guy before he gets to you, and then you also have like stamina in the game. So like while you're swinging, if they're swinging at you, like you have like a certain amount of a block meter, and as it goes down, like you're both like if you overpower that person, he just kind of like, you know, like just like stands there and he's like dazed. And then like if you have enough stamina left, you can just take him out real quick and move along. So I have a feeling like later on in the levels, the combat's going to get more intricate, which is awesome, because I thought like it was just kind of going to be like just, you know, side scroll and just ninja and stuff and whatnot. So I think it's going to be really cool. Looking forward to playing that. And then I have fallen down the horrible, horrible, horrible rabbit hole of funding my first Kickstarter, which is the board game.
Yeah, he did.
So,
yeah, he did.
Did you really need to do that though? Since they asked for what, like $200,000, and they're like at almost $2 million.
They're at like 2.
I think it's like 2.6 million.
6 million. They're like 10 times the amount that they need. And so I got in. It was like 48 back. It was like 24 hours or 48 hours. You could get the early bird backing for like $90. Otherwise, it's $100. And I think it ends in like 18 days.
Yeah.
And then, so I was like, yes, please. And then they're doing like all the updates of like what they're adding and whatnot. And then they just added a booster set for like $40, which is Yaar Goals Unseen Village. And I was like,
that's what they're doing. What they did with Dark Souls.
I'm like, so I had to add that. So like, it was weird for me because like I was like, how do you know? Like I'm like, I want to go there. I need to add it. I just wasn't reading like their message properly. You just have to go and up your donation amount to match whatever your initial donation was, plus, you know, that stretch goal.
It'll be like one of these. That's probably what it'll be like.
Yeah. And so basically you just go, you add the amount of each buy-in that you want, each additional cost, and then at the end they send you a message. They're like, okay, we've closed. Pick what you want. You know, like, because some people might only get like 2 of the 4 or like 4 of the 6 packs that come. And so I was watching a dude play it. He went through a little like 2 rounds of the game, which it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to play it. I'm going to need to find somebody to paint my figurines for me, but it's going to be awesome. So I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
Make it yourself. Do it.
I know. I do it to myself. Makes me want
to play. I mean, I will probably be joining you on this just because, like you, I am that kind of fan. And, you know, if it's anything, I know it's Cool Mini or not that's doing it. It's not Steamforged, the guys that did Dark Souls. But my guess is they're probably taking the same tack where it's the base game, and then there'll be stretch goals. But then there's also expansions. Like I think I got the 4 Kings expansion, the Gaping Dragon expansion, and one more that I can't remember right off the top of my head. The Darkroot expansion. So I have a little Sif as well. And all those, the expansions were extra. The stretch goals, they actually still haven't fulfilled yet. They're still working on that because there were so many of them.
There's a lot of their stretch goals have been like adding, and they do voting on Facebook. So like they'll be like, what was the wheel? Logarius's.
Yeah, Logarius's wheel.
Yeah, so you could vote for that or the Blades of Mercy, and people pick the Blades of Mercy, and then
Logarius
like you can vote where we move on to. So it was like Murgo's Loft or like Tumerian dungeon, and we all picked like 75% of the people picked Murgo's Loft, and so that's part of the game. So it's pretty cool, like the stretch goals and how interactive it is. I'm just excited. I think it's got a ship date of May 2020, which is fine.
Won't happen.
I'll finalize it, and I'll wait. I'll gladly wait for that.
With as much as they're already over their goal, you'll probably get it. You'll probably get it beginning of 2021. You'll get the game, and then they'll probably do the expansions as wave 2, and then all the stretch goals as wave 3. Like,
I'd also like to say I'm extremely happy to be getting Future Press's Dark Souls Compendium.
Me too.
For all 3 games. I just saw their post on Facebook. I was told by Amazon it was shipping May 13th, and then I was told, like on their actual post on Facebook, that they are shipping early June for Europe because the printers in Europe, they're printing all their quantities at once in Europe, and then launching in Europe early June and shipping in America late June. So I was like, I mean, it is what it is. I just hope Amazon actually puts it in a box, to me instead of a bubble envelope, because I will go ballistic if they can't replace it. If the first one's damaged, because I'm gonna raise some hell because it's ridiculous. But anyways, it's a conversation for another time.
Yes,
because I have that coming, and I also have Sekiro's guide from Future Press as well. And if anybody's not aware what that is, like Future Press is a company that does really, really good guides for video games, and they're not just like, here's a strategy guide, with pictures. Like, they have art in there. Like, it's really well done. The Bloodborne one is insanely awesome and super expensive if you want to get it on eBay.
Yeah, I wish I would have gotten the Old Hunters one, just because
I wanted the Old Hunters.
It's 200 now. Like, that's
it's
ridiculous.
It was gone before I could get it. Well, they did a thing where they released the Old Hunters, and then they came back and they released like a limited amount of the first guide with the Old Hunters in it. So it was all combined. I just didn't have, I was like, man, I already got the guide. I can't double dip on that.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, I've got both those guides coming, and they're going to be awesome. So excited about that. And I want to play. I think I'm going to use the Compendium, to play Dark Souls 2 this year. Because that's the only Dark Souls game that I have, besides Demon Souls, that I haven't beaten.
Yeah,
I've beaten 1 in the remaster, and I've beaten 3. So now I just need to go do Dark Souls 2. Okay. Matt, what have you been playing?
A lot of Division still. I was kind of hoping to make a lot of great strides toward that platinum this weekend, but I actually got a ton of sleep.
Ain't no shame in that game.
No, as I'm realizing now, no, there's not. I feel way better having.
What is the sleep you speak of?
Well, let me tell you, I got 17 hours of it between Saturday and Sunday, and then
that's more sleep than I've gotten in the last like 5 days.
And then Sunday before Game of Thrones, I still got an additional 2 hours, and then when I usually stay up all night, Sunday into Monday, I started up the Division. I'm like, sleep's good. And I just laid down on the sofa and slept for another like 6 hours. And then I went upstairs and slept for another 5. Like, it was, sleep was my favorite. But when I wasn't sleeping, I did make some progress. I am like 3 trophies from the Division Platinum.
Nice.
And I've been playing the shit out of Cuphead. And yeah, Cuphead's so good. And I'm starting to realize just how much influence this game takes from like NES era things. When you die in a stage, like depending on which phase of the stage you're in, that character pops up and it says something different each time, but it's all like Mike Tyson's Punch Out level shit. Like, I'm actually gonna pull out. I'm gonna pull something up just because I actually screenshotted a bunch of them. But these things are great. Like there's so many layers to this game that it's staggering. Why did the clown drive over the cup? He wanted to crack him up. Like that's Beppy the clown. And speaking of Cuphead bosses that could basically take a long walk off a short cliff, Beppy the clown, fuck you. Beat him today, and I was so glad to finally be done with that shit. So frustrating. The genie. I need a new volunteer. This one collapsed in fear. Or another one. Do you want to borrow my sarcophagus? That beating was for free, no strings attached. This game is great. This game is amazing. All you have to do is just look at the details, and they're there. But I'm starting to realize that this. I like that it's a shooter. I don't. Some people called it bullet hell. I'm not sure bullet hell is the right term. I think the run and gun levels are really good. They're really good training grounds for just dealing with how to think about the boss fights. But the boss fights, the only analogy I can really come up with to describe them, and I was just talking to Reba about this earlier, is it's like juggling. The first phase, you like have two objects that you're juggling with two hands. And then as things progress, it adds another thing that you have to sort of be paying attention to. So it's another thing you're juggling. And it's not a simple pattern every time. Like, it's pretty obvious when a phase changes, like you're given a cue, but it can be a bit. I don't want to say random, because random really isn't the word, but it can go multiple ways. Like I think there's this one. I think her name is Baroness von Bonbon, and there's like 5 stages of that fight, but you never know what order they're going to be in. So one order, and then there's enough in that fight that you're not going to get everything every time you fight her. So like, it could be a gumball machine that comes out first. It could be a bouncing cupcake that comes out first. It could be the flying Belgian waffle that comes after you. Have you guessed the theme? It's food. But
speaking of food, I'm like really hungry now.
But I like that this game keeps me on my toes, and every time I die, it's a quick right back in. So you're always like, one more shot. And then you find this fountain that tells you how many times you've died, and I've died a hopeless amount. Every single one of them has been it's super fun. I love the music. The game is very tightly put together. The controls are awesome. You can remap everything, so it makes more sense for your mind, which is cool. And I like the fact that you can choose between Cuphead and Mugman. And then there's supposed to be a DLC character for it, but I don't know if that's out yet.
It's not.
Okay. It's like Miss Chalice. She will be on Switch.
Yeah, plus like when she releases, they're going to release the physical version for Switch. So it's all on the cartridge instead of, having to download it separately. Because they said that was really important to them to have everything on the cartridge before they shipped it.
Okay.
That's nice.
Which is rare these days.
Yeah. No. It's a good decision.
Yeah, it's very rare we get everything on the patch or everything on the cartridge instead of a 100 gig day one patch. But yeah, and basically it's another week that I've not started Sekiro. I think I'm just going to I want to wrap up the Division Platinum because I'm really, really close. I need to do the bounties, the disavowed agent, and the photo mode trophy. Like those are the 3 that I still need to do. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I've like as today was going by, I was thinking like there are a lot of games I wish I could have played. I wish I could have played Box Boy and Box Girl. That game looks fun.
Yeah.
I wish I could have played Katana Zero. That game looks real fun. But you know, I'll play them eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we had a game time, gentlemen.
We did.
All right.
I'd say it was a decent one.
Cool. So now, does anybody have anything they'd like to talk about before we go into listener questions?
No, we can do some questions. I enjoy the audience
participation.
Yeah, that's the word. Thank you, Moose. Moose is all smart tonight because he wore glasses.
What?
Moose is all smart tonight because he wore his glasses. Studious Moose.
Yeah.
I check out books at the library.
Well, see, what I like is the RNG around which moose we're gonna get each show. Are we gonna get Hope County Moose? Are we gonna get Studious Moose? We're gonna get Meme Moose? Who knows?
It's like the RPG party of mooses.
It's the rogue. It's the moose-like party.
The rogue moose.
So we had there he is. There he is.
Moose-like.
He's changing on the fly. He's Shang Tzuning up us in here. I tried to make a Mortal Kombat joke. I tried.
A for effort, man.
This is why I'm an X-ray tech and not a comedian. So
no bones about it. Am I right? I broke Matt. I broke him.
Everybody.
I broke him. Just like those Bonesy X-rays. Ah!
He's gone. He's like, out.
I'm out. Well, Moose, what do you want to talk about? You want to... This is funny. This is always a good time when Matt's gone.
It is always a good time. We can talk about anything.
I know. Talk about space.
Space looks like it could be fun.
Yeah.
No.
Stars and rocks and planets.
Oh, I have to say, yesterday was a pretty emotional day because of Endgame and Game of Thrones. But that was a lot of fun. If you're looking for a really good movie, it's got a slow, methodical burn, but it's good. Highwaymen with Kevin Costner and Woody Harrelson on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's like a 2-hour movie, but it's really good. It's about the Texas Rangers who were put in play to capture Bonnie and Clyde. Well, maybe capture them. But it's got a lot of really good actors and actresses in it. So I highly recommend checking it out.
Nice.
So can someone answer me a question? Is Endgame really the end of the Avengers movies?
No, because
Spider-Man. I didn't think so.
I have not heard anything, and I'm going to see it on Sunday. So
because like everyone's saying, oh, it's the end of the franchise. I'm like, are they fucking?
It's the end. It's the end of the Infinity Saga.
Whatever.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Like people are like, oh, it's the end of Avengers. I'm like, there's gonna be more Avenger movies.
There's still 6 movies in the works. We got Spider-Man, we have Captain Marvel 2, we have Black Panther 2, we have Guardians of the Galaxy 3, we have the Eternals, and we have
the Eternals are not Avengers though, are they?
No, but neither are the Guardians.
Yeah, neither the Guardians.
Okay.
There's Thor 4 has supposedly been pitched. There's a Black Widow movie in development. Yeah. Plus, like Disney owns the X-Men and Fantastic Four again, so those are going to pop up at some point. So,
well, I feel it's the end game, like you're saying, to the Infinity Saga, but also for there's going to be more Avengers movies.
Yeah,
plus there's a rumor for like an A-Force movie, which is the all-female Avengers that I guess Scarlett Johansson and Brie Larson are really pushing for.
That would be cool.
Then there's going to be like a Young Avengers movie, which is like, I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything for Endgame, but I've heard some characters appear in that movie that could be used down the road. So yeah. So anyways, Avengers, everybody.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I'm going to see it on Sunday, so I might have something to talk about next week.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, 3 hours is a little long though.
Just don't drink anything.
We're going to see it at 11 a.m.
I mean, some of my favorite movies are actually in the plus 4 hour mark, so 3.5 is nothing.
It did feel 3.5.
I'm not like super invested in like the Avengers or anything. I like a lot of the movies, and like I like certain characters in the movies. I want to see it because probably like 90% of the other people who went and saw it, like they want to see the payoff for all these movies and like how they wrap up. And Iron Man was a pretty important movie in the grand scheme of this, and like I really like Captain America a lot, and I want to see the payoff for him, and you know what I mean? Like I want to see the payoff for the characters that I enjoy watching and see if there's like, plus I'm curious to see what they're going to do after this too. Like, I mean, I'm not like, oh man, what are they going to do? I'm going to start a podcast about this, what they're theorizing, all this stuff, but like, I'm curious, and like,
yeah,
I'm curious about how, like, how does the rights to Spider-Man revert back to Sony after this, and how do they fit Spider-Man into that universe they're building when he's already been in this Avengers universe, So that's.
What if they just don't?
I mean, that's true also, but Sony's already made it pretty clear that they're building a Spider-Man universe and they're using Tom Holland after he's done in the Avengers. So
I actually want to see Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
I do want to see that.
Whoever the producers were on that movie, I guess, are heading up Sony's Marvel, whatever their Marvel.
Sony Spider-Man.
Yeah, the Spider-Verse.
Sony Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry for the Avengers rant.
That's okay, Moose. What do we say to the God of Death?
Not today.
Not today.
Spit is the devil's lube.
What exactly did you? Yeah.
Oh, Game of Thrones is so good.
Yeah, it was good. A little dark, but it was good.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Exactly, that's fine. And we could actually be this stupid and dismissive for your Avengers shit, but we weren't. So how about you just be a little solo?
No, I didn't know that's what that was from.
I'm kidding. Whoa. I'm kidding around.
Whoa.
Somebody's just getting tested, throwing out some shade. Just
really, because Corey's just looking off and saying, I don't know what you're talking about. You sound like one of those people that when sports comes up, they're like, is it a home run? Is it a touchdown? I don't know.
Sports ball.
Exactly.
Slam dunk the touchdown. All right. Home run hockey.
That's going to be the title of my first album, Slam Dunk the Touchdown. Okay, questions. As I said before, if you want to have your question heard here, email us, ngradiopodcast@gmail.com.
Hey, Matt, in the name of your band be Home Run Hockey.
Sure.
Yes. Home
Sure.
run hockey. Yeah.
That'll be my emo band.
Sweet.
So hopefully we can open for American football and modern baseball at some point.
So that's your emo band.
Uh-huh.
Our rap band is Mats and the Moose. And
No, that's
no.
No. Our straight rock band is Moose and the Mats.
Okay.
Because
what was the rap group then? I thought we flipped it.
Okay. But because let's be real, Moose. Hip hop might be a little bit far of a reach for you.
Oh no!
Just glad I was invited to be in any of these groups.
Real far reach.
I mean, you're the producer, Mr. Durst. It's fine.
I hate you because someone in an iTunes review said that. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna read it to you. It's very disturbing, and I'm very upset about this, but that's okay. You know what? I did it to myself. So,
in fact, you know what? Since we're talking about engaging with us, if you want to leave an iTunes review, please give us the 5-star. But what I want you to do, make your reviews as weird and awkward for us as possible. That's what I want.
Here it is. Great podcast, and these guys really know their video games. Corey kind of looks like Fred Durst, though.
That's not disturbing. I mean, that's something we've said to you since. That's something I said that to you before our first show.
I'm aware of the joke. I'm going to do the podcast while the time. Retiring. There.
Okay.
No, I don't like it.
That was a quick 5 seconds to be like, I don't like it.
I don't even think it was that.
Welcome back to the NBA, Michael Jordan. Jesus.
45.
Okay, so let's do these questions. First up, the man, the myth, the legend, Deshaun Malone. What are the first games that will make you need next gen? What are you looking forward to the most? Moose, say it.
Bloodborne 2.
Okay, good. What makes us need a next gen?
So I think it would have to be an experience that is just like completely blows your mind. So here's probably how I'm going to play it next gen is I'll probably just, as soon as you can pre-order, I'll go put my $100 down wherever I'm going to pre-order. And then I will take, when it comes out, when I go to pick it up, I will take my PS4 and trade it in towards it because it's backwards compatible. There's no need for me to have my PS4 anymore.
Yep.
So, and the PS5 will play everything I already own, so I can make that jump. You know what I mean? Right at the beginning. And plus, I'll want to get as much money out of my Pro as I possibly can. You know. But anyways, so to actually need the PS5, it would have to be something really awesome, like maybe Horizon Zero Dawn 2 comes out. Obviously, Bloodborne 2. Maybe. You know, like a really awesome, I don't know, indie game, possibly could make me pick it up. It's just, I think in my mind right now, as close as we are to the launch of the PS5, I think we're like maybe a year. The PS5 it'll be a year before like even God of War 2 and Horizon Zero Dawn 2 hit that platform. So I kind of feel like kind of like Last of Us was the swan song for PS3. Last of Us 2 will be the swan song for PS4, and probably Ghost of Tsushima will launch. Like Ghost of Tsushima will launch like next, February to March, and then like God of War will, or not God of War, sorry, Last of Us 2 will come out in the fall when the console launches, or maybe even in the summer. I think. Memory serves me correctly, it came out in like March before the PS4 came out, and the PS4 came out like in the fall. And so like I could see them doing that and then be like, hey, here's a patch, like maybe 3 to 6 months after the PS5 comes out to like make things look really good. And I mean, I think the quality of lives are going to be good. Like the faster load times going from 15 seconds down to like 0.8 seconds. When you're loading games, like I think that could be a significant improvement. I mean, Bloodborne's load screens, you know what I mean? So I think
their load screens aren't near. Oh man, you
not as
weren't
bad as when it launched.
Oh,
right
when
now.
it launched, it was hard. It was difficult to get through that. I mean,
Right. And I can understand that. And so I think it's going to be a huge improvement to the qualities of life. That's what's going to make me need to get one. You know. So, but game wise, it would have to be it'd be like if they launch with Horizon Zero Dawn 2, that would be insane.
Yeah.
What about you, Matt? What would they have?
I mean, like there are games that there are games coming out that I know I want. But I don't know what.
I apologize once again. I did say launch with. Deshaun just asked what would make us what would be for us getting it. So sorry.
No, that's
just talking launch time.
I mean, but see also that fits into his argument here, his question really nicely, because if it launches, let's be real, Moose. If PS5 were to launch with Bloodborne 2,
that's a day one pickup.
Yeah, it's like I'm just like I will cloud save everything today to make sure that I could just rip that out of the wall, take it in, walk out with a PS5 and whatever limited edition of Bloodborne 2 I can get.
They would be insane. Like I'd lose my mind if they put out a Bloodborne 2, but I would if they put out like a limited edition PS5.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
That'd be freaking insane.
Yeah, it'd be oh god. I'm gonna have nightmares thinking about it now.
What if the console just looked like the hunter's hat?
Awesome.
Okay.
Because then people are coming in and go, wow, that's a pretty cool hat you got yourself. I go, that hat plays video games.
Yeah.
Right? Are you not entertained?
Hat, or is it the top hat? Because I like the top hat.
I mean,
you know what, Moose? When you order it, you get to choose which one.
What if it was the golden Ardeo where it's like the dunce cap? Or if it's Eileen's face just looking at you.
No. We're not doing that.
And then in order for it, and then when it turns on, the eyes light up. Oh man, that would be so creepy.
Yeah. No. Okay. So legit. What do you think it would do? What would it be for you?
See that yeah, like it has to be something that I want to play. And this, I have the worst response for this because I don't know what I want until it's announced. Because let's be fair, if it's a From Software title, chances are I'm in.
Unless it's Sekiro, apparently.
Nobody. Well, I mean, as long as I'll tell you what, I probably won't be as into Division 3 as I am Division 2. So that's usually how that works. But like it, this is such a because if it's just me naming franchises that I'm into, I feel like that's a bad way to go.
Yeah.
Just because it's just kind of like, okay, well, I only want more of this, and I really don't. I want something else. Like if there's a, I mean, it really just has to be a game that I feel like I need to play, and I need to play when it comes out. Now, and usually those games are usually From Software games where I need to play them when they come out. Sekiro's different, I think, probably because it's not multiplayer. Like what I like
because it's multiplayer.
What I like about the Souls games in particular is that there's a community learning together as they come out. I mean, because even with Dark Souls 3, as that came out, everybody has like a certain amount of being informed from Dark Souls games that were prior, and even Bloodborne at this point. But there's still stuff you just don't know, and it's nice to be there and learn together. And I think Sekiro being completely single player is a nice way to deviate from that, where you don't necessarily have to be there for the multiplayer meta, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like my saving grace with that, because if that were the case, I probably would have dropped off the Division 2 the minute it came out.
Because that has more of a multiplayer.
But if I were to pick things that are more, well, but From Software games are more my jam than Division.
I know. I was just making
exception.
Yeah, I was just saying it's like the opposite now. Whereas like Division is multiplayer, and it's kind of like you want to be in that, running and gunning. I mean, even though it's been a month, since Division,
something like that.
Out, and it's been maybe a month and a week, like 5 weeks, and it's been like a month since Sekiro came out. So, they're still really, really young games, and obviously, Division 2 has a plan.
Division 2 is going to be supplementing that for a while.
It'll be around for a long time, and so will Sekiro. So,
speaking of Sekiro, did you guys see the mod swap with the Thomas the Tank Engine?
Yeah,
which is like creepy as fuck.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Another reason to
like if I were to look at franchises that A, I know are coming out, or B, that I'm into now. If Cuphead 2 were to be launched on PS5 when it comes out, I'm in.
What about a new Ratchet and Clank game? I know you love that series.
It depends. Like I actually still need to go back and play the PS4 Ratchet and Clank. I need to finish that because I played it for a little bit. I'm like, yeah, this is one of these, and I just haven't gone back to it. Unfortunately, fortunately, me saying, yeah, this is one of these is like it's a 9 or 10 game. I mean, the game's freaking amazing.
Yeah, it is.
If a Ratchet and Clank game were to come out, yeah, I'd probably be in. Neo 2, if that were PS5, I'm in. If for some reason Persona 6 was announced, for PS5, yeah, I'm in. There's a lot that I would get, but I also kind of have to know what's there.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, like we loved Horizon Zero Dawn. If Horizon 2 were to come out and look like they've made some questionable choices with the IP, that kind of makes me step back. I'm not saying that Guerrilla would do that. But, we've seen developers catch lightning in a bottle once and then completely fumble the ball the next time out. So yeah, this is a tricky question, but I'm sorry. I've gone a long way to say, well, show me something I need, and then I'll get it. But if I don't need it, I won't get it. Corey. Make some sense out of this.
I mean, for me, it's Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or, on the Xbox side, Halo Infinite, which seems pretty likely to be a launch title.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's those two games. I mean, I think even at this point, God of War, whatever, next, probably get me to buy one too. So, those are my simple, easy answer. I don't know. I'm always going to buy the next thing. It just depends on what's available when it comes out.
Yeah, it's more of like a when versus.
Yeah. I mean, like I've thrown it around the idea of like, I don't know. Will I even need an Xbox soon? I mean, but I really don't now. But I would have to spend the money on a graphics card that I don't have. So, So that's all. That's my answer.
Okay. So hopefully those answers were sufficient, Deshaun. If not, yell at us.
Buy your own system.
No.
Just
Hendrix. I love this guy's name, Hendrix Pasternak.
Why?
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's a cool name, but
it's an amazing name. That is
the last like 1 or 2 times he's written in, you've like almost had to change your pants because of this guy's name.
I mean, don't kink shame me, Corey.
Hey man, I just want to know why. It's a cool name.
Because it's a cool goddamn name. Hendrix Pasternak, coolest name that emails in here, maybe. What is the first game?
I didn't offend him by like saying that. I'm just saying, like, I'm not making fun of his name. I'm making fun of you for being.
That's fair. But Hendrix and I will be buds, and you can just be over there with your shade, okay?
That's fine. I like the shade. The sun's not in my eyes.
Shade tech, like in the division? No, I gotta stop. Hendrix Pasternak says, "What is the first game you remember playing? What is the story?" I'm assuming he means why do you remember playing that game, or what was this? I'm pretty sure he's not asking what the story of the game is.
Yeah, because Kaboom is pretty hard to, tell the story.
There's a lot of nuance there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I'll start since I already kind of started. Kaboom is the first game I really remember playing. My dad brought home an Atari 2600, and we sat on the bedroom floor with this thing hooked up. I remember watching him hook it up, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're about to do something. And I was like, I think I was like 3 or 4 at the time. It's one of my first really vivid memories. And we were sitting on the floor with the Atari paddle, and like we were just passing it back and forth. And for those who don't know, Kaboom's a really, really simple game. There's like a burglar on top of a building, moving across the building. He's dropping bombs, and you're just this little basket that you have to try to catch the bombs before they explode on the ground. So there's a free iPhone version of it, by the way. It's not free really. It's like there's like a Activision Atari Classics game on iPhone, and there's like a demo version of it with like 5 games, and Kaboom is one of them. So I don't know. I like that story though, because like my dad never really got into video games, and that was like the one time that we like played together, and it was like 30 years ago. So, man. I ever tell you the time my dad beat me at Wii Sports bowling and golf?
No.
Yeah, that was an interesting time.
What a time to be alive.
Like he probably literally hadn't played a video game since we were playing Atari, and he beat me at bowling and golf on the Wii. So my dad.
That's all right. I got one better for you. When I started getting into soccer, I had the original FIFA on Genesis, and my sister would beat the pants off me every time she picked Italy. Like if she was Italy on that original FIFA, untouchable. And like it wasn't like it was close. It wasn't like a 2-1, a 3-1. I'm talking like it would be 11-4. Like it would be 9-1. It was insane how savant like she was with Italy on FIFA until the day I picked Germany. I beat her like 11-10, and then she said she wouldn't play anymore. At least that's
like I retire as the champion then.
At least that's how I remember it. And if I'm wrong, Amanda, you've recently become a listener. Write in and correct me, or you know what? We'll Skype you in on the show.
Write in and make fun of him.
I mean, she'll do that.
That would be better.
I mean, have you not paid attention to our sterling discourse on Bob Dylan in the Nerds Gone Rogue Facebook group?
I was going to say she could post there or in the creators group.
Yeah.
That'd be great to have Amanda on here and just have her shit talk me for 2 hours. Be like a family reunion all over again. No, the first game I remember playing. Are we moving on? Do we have anything else to add?
To what?
Corey's answer. Was that it?
Yeah,
I think he's good.
Okay. All right.
Do you want another story?
No, I mean, if you got them.
I mean, this was the first remembrance of playing a video game. So, I mean, there's only one of those. So I'm good.
Well, I have a couple for you, actually, sir.
There's only one first, Matt. You can't have a couple.
Well, I have two.
Were you playing like 5 arcade games at the same time?
No.
Mortal Kombat over here. The Simpsons over here.
The first
I gotta kill the guy.
home console game I remember playing was Pitfall at my cousin JR's house. I stayed over there and we played Pitfall for a very long time, and we both kept getting eaten by alligators and hated it. Then we played Asteroids, and neither of us really got it. The first arcade game I remember sinking any money into was Yaar Kung Fu, which is one of the first real fighting games, to my knowledge. And that was the first time I ever won a match in a fighting game. And that game was good. I've bought it subsequently, like multiple times. I think I had it on Xbox Live for a bit. That game was fun. It kind of holds up, I guess. But yeah, those are the two. The Yaar Kung Fu was at a Tate's Super Value on Grand Avenue in Des Moines, Iowa. It eventually became a Farley's Family Fun Center, which is where I played NBA Jam for the first time. I don't know what it is now. And then Pitfall was just at my cousin's house, sleepover. I remember it being the first thing I saw someone add to a TV, and I thought that was a big deal. Like the fact that they were taking a thing and putting it, like adding on to the TV. I'm like, whoa, they're putting an add-on to the TV. How does this work? Like, and this is someone who knew how VCRs work. Like, I just didn't realize they were added to the TV at the time. Kids are funny. Moose.
What
popped your video game, Jerry?
It was Atari 2600. My dad had one, and I can list like 3 games that it possibly was, but I'm not sure exactly which one was the first one I played. So it was Pitfall is on that list. I believe we had. We also had a boxing game.
Oh, the Atari boxing game. Oh, that was
the one that had like the Bronx Bomber and stuff like that. Remember that one because like he would do a special move and like hit you on the head and like flatten you like a pancake.
Yeah.
And then there was the helicopter. I think it's called Cobra or something. Like,
or was it Defender?
No, it wasn't Defender. I'd have to Google the name to figure it out. But like you could shoot straight forward, and if you got the powers up, you had bombs that kind of like arced down. And like me and my brother would play that like all the time. And then later on, I think some kind of version of Tempest.
Okay.
I think that goes back as far. I just know it was kind of like the one where you were like on the outside of the pattern.
That's
and
Tempest.
It was like kind of it was a rail shooter. I could have swore it was Tempest. And we used to pretend like we were Maverick and Goose because we loved Top Gun at the time, and I was always Goose. Like, okay. But
you must have been the younger brother.
I am the younger brother. I was the middle brother. So at the time, it was just the two of us. So, but it was definitely Atari 2600. And then the first system that was bought like for me was Nintendo, and then Super Nintendo. So, I mean Nintendo, and then Super Mario Brothers is what I meant to say. I never had a Super Nintendo. Yeah. So, because it came with that, and then like the Olympics thing. But anyways.
All right.
Good times.
Question number 3. Ashley Davidson.
Hey, Ashley.
What draws you into being invested in a game's protagonist and or story?
Matt, before we answer this question, why isn't her name as cool as Hendrix Pasternak's?
I didn't say that.
Your reaction to saying her name said it, or your non-reaction. I'm dying over here.
Y'all got about a bunch of pollen too.
We're just gonna wait this out. We're gonna let this happen.
It's good content. Like keep rolling. Keep rolling.
I am not disparaging Ashley or her parents for giving her the name Ashley Davidson. I mean,
sounds like you are by saying that.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I actually just said I'm not. But I think we can all agree on a phonetic level, Hendrix Pasternak is a name that some of us, like, I'm pretty sure every kid grows up trying to make up a new name for themselves. None of us comes up with anything as cool as Hendrix Pasternak. In fact, he's probably the one kid like, nah, I'm good.
I actually want a more boring name.
Yeah. Or you remember that movie, what was it? Down Periscope, where the guy introduces himself. Hi, I'm Nitro. Oh, it's a great nickname. He's actually, no, that's my name. I'm working on a nickname. How's this? Mike. I think it's funny. Apparently I'm wrong. Ashley Davidson, what draws you into being invested in a game's protagonist and story? Let's focus on the question, Corey.
I am focused on the question.
Are you sure?
I like cool characters and yeah.
Great.
Man, that's tough. That's
sterling work coming from Derek.
As somebody,
I love a well thought out discourse.
Look, as someone who has not played games with sound on in a while.
That's your own fault because you play on a system.
The PlayStation? It's the same one you play on.
I don't understand how you have an issue with that.
With PlayStation, the headphones hook into the controller.
I do that, and it doesn't. The sound doesn't come through.
Do you go and change the settings?
Yes, I've gone through. I've even Google searched how to change it and made sure all the settings were correct, and it's still not. It just doesn't. So I play with the sound on real low, and sometimes I can't hear.
Okay.
So I'm just like, okay, it's cool.
Subtitles.
Blow up some robot dinosaurs or kill some ogres or something, you know?
There you go.
Throw the axe and watch it come back a few times. That's a good time.
I mean, that is a good time, actually. That is a good time.
And, like, you know what's really cool, by the way, in God of War, when you throw the axe and you call it back, like, as soon as he catches the axe, like, just the controller rumbles, like, on point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like on point, and it's just a little bit. It's just a little rumble.
Yeah,
but it's enough to be like, whoa.
It's like it's right. Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah.
It is just correct.
It's enough to just be like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Okay.
I mean, Rumble's been around for 25 years, but whoa, it's cool.
Has it been around that long?
I don't know. When did the Nintendo 60? When did Star Fox come out with the Rumble Pack? 97?
Something like
97?
That's when it's yeah.
It's too long. Time to wrap it up. Games.
Wrap it up. Moose, do you have any answers here?
I like a good redemption story. Redemption stories are good.
Okay.
You know, or underdog story. I like,
right.
You know, I feel if you can make the character relatable, you know, to where they're not like, you know, too weird or too like ash-holish because they're like cocky and sure themselves. If they're just like, if they come off as like a normal human being, and then, you know, you can go on a journey with them where it's like they are kind of growing as you're growing, you know, I think that's pretty cool. Like Aloy's story and her Zero Dawn was really good. I thought they did a good job with that. I personally, like, as far as like God of War goes, we only played the first one, loved it, tried the second one, and just, you know, whatever. But this coming back to the series with the latest God of War, it was just like, wow, it's like really cool to see them kind of do a 180 on storytelling for Kratos, you know? So, and actually implement a follower slash what you call it, escort quest that's gives you somebody that's actually worth a damn, you know? Yeah. So
yeah.
I think for me, it's not really it's a lot of the times it's not even the protagonist. I mean, and I know, like, in games where I create the character and have some form of agency over like how they grow, that tends to be a thing that'll keep me coming back to a game. Like, that's why I play the Souls games multiple times each. But games like Undertale or Night in the Woods or Oxenfree, where it's more dealing with a narrative and interacting with it, it all depends on. I don't want to say quality of dialogue or quality of writing, because let's be honest, we could get whatever intellectual literature writer in any studio, and they might not be able to write a good video game. But there's a certain feel to how character can be presented, and I think the games I mentioned, specifically Oxenfree and Night in the Woods, they present their characters through dialogue very well. And you don't have it doesn't have to be like, this is such and such, they are this way because this. Instead of doing that, they just present it through dialogue in a way that's easily discernible by the player. I think The Last of Us 1 had a lot of really good, like, story arcs in them, especially when you get to that town where you're meeting up with your buddy, and I forget his name, but his friend has recently passed. And then you go on a little journey to find out the fate of his friend. And that's like a really powerful moment. It's not really, I don't think it's super instrumental in the story as a whole, because it doesn't really stop you from getting point A to point B in that narrative. But it's a nice little portrait of a character and a couple of characters. As for full stories, that's a tough one, because most video game stories aren't great. I mean, I could talk about games where I like the stories in them, but I don't really think that makes them great stories. But I think, like Moose said, like a redemption story, an underdog story, all of those are very good. Probably good places to start, especially in video games. But also, like, the absurd can be good too. I mean, look, someone try to explain Mario with any sort of sense.
Well, let me tell you. A plumber from Brooklyn was working on a clogged toilet, and they got sucked down into this vast world called the Mushroom Kingdom. And it's called the Mushroom Kingdom because he had a little bit of the magic mushrooms before he got sucked down the pipe. And then he could imagine that he was riding a dinosaur
Uh-huh.
that ate bad guys and pooped eggs that he could later throw when he turned into a baby.
Uh-huh.
That's all I got at the end.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make yourself laugh with Corey Deerig.
And then he found himself at a castle that a giant dinosaur turtle took over.
Right. But then like also you could also think about these stories as like basically Mario's committing genocide.
Turtles had it coming. Get out of the way. You know what I mean?
Look at
It's not my fault their whole world takes place on a straight line, okay? Get out of the way.
Look at the story in Cuphead. These are two gambling degenerates that have to go pay off their debt to the devil
with their finger guns, by the way, which is hilarious.
With their pew-pews. And apparently they have to go deal with other degenerates who have also been indebted to said devil. Yeah, so it's all ones and zeros, and like that's really all it is. But then again, I can also, as I'm playing the Division 2 a lot, and so clearly I am not above getting involved with a story where I do not know my name, I do not know why I'm here. All I know is I must kill. So, video games.
Video games.
So that's all our questions this week. I think that's been a show, gentlemen.
Nice. Sounds like it has been.
Well, this has been episode 140 goddamn 3 of Nerds Gone Rogue.
You know who would be a great video game protagonist and would have a cool story?
Moose.
Hendrix Pasternak.
Probably. I wish we had time. I'd tell you about this movie idea I've had kicking around in my head for about 15 years, but we don't have time. So this has been episode 143 of Nerds Gone Rogue. My name is Matthew Keel. You can find me at infinite_rewind everywhere you want. Hit me up. We could play games. Hey, join Rogue Platinums in the Division. I think I'm basically the only one playing in there because the past 4 days I've gotten on, I've been the only one online. I'm carrying the clan, and my back is starting to hurt. Well, I don't want to hear your excuses, Moose.
Clan members. Clan members. We got Jurgen.
I know. I'm kidding around.
I know you're kidding around. I don't want you throwing them under the bus, man. I'm trying to protect our.
Because I see Jurgen pop on, and I invite him. He never shows up.
Oh, Jesus, Christmas. This guy.
You leave Christmas out of this, Moose.
All right.
Santa didn't do anything to you. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so, come play games with us. Moose, where can we find you?
You can find me at Svhenn on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and PlayStation Network. You can also find me, Jeff, and Jason discussing the PlayStation platform Tuesday nights. We usually go live at 9. The video and audio goes up a lot for your listening pleasure. If you can't make the live show on Thursday mornings at 7. Awesomely, but sadly, Jason will not be joining us for a while because his wife finally had their baby over.
Congratulations, Jason!
Congratulations. Baby is healthy. Mom is doing well. Everybody's at home, and so he'll probably be out for a while until things settle down at the household for him. So
that kid's adorable too.
Ship down. What's that?
That kid's adorable too.
Yeah, she is. She's got a full head of hair. It's like crazy. But anyways,
don't tell that to Phillips. He'll get angry.
I know. I've got to tell him that Jason's kid's got more hair than you. Anyway,
that kid's got more hair on his head than Phillips has on his face.
You can follow Nerds Gone Platinum on Instagram at I think it's You can follow us on Twitter, ng_platinum, and you can email us questions, comments, and concerns at nerdsgoneplatinum@gmail.com.
And their phone number is 333-867-5309.
Yeah, we are doing a contest giveaway for the collector's edition of Darkest Dungeon, which starts this week. So
Ooh, Darkest Dungeon.
check us out, I believe. So I don't know which one we're doing first, PS4 or Vita. We have a couple copies of each. So we're going to do like one every so often. So I think we're going to do PS4 first. So anyways.
Man, I wish I was eligible, but I'm not.
Yeah. Out by association.
That's all right. I have it 4 other places.
Hey, Matt, you're fired. You're not eligible.
Yes.
See, the boss is always looking out for you, man.
How do I get my job back?
I don't know. When's this giveaway? Matt, you just tell me when the winners go up, and then I'll fire you, and then you can win, and then I'll rehire you.
All right, cool.
Look at us talking like I'm actually like making you fill out paperwork and stuff, like I'm paying you.
Yeah. Please, God, no. So yeah, Corey, take us right the heck out of here.
You can find me at CoreyinHD713 on Twitter. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitch at CoreyinHD. You know what? I'm just going to keep it short for now. That's fine. You can find out all the other stuff if you follow me.
We also said it at the beginning of the episode, too.
It's true. You can find Nerds Gone Rogue all nicely edited on Mondays at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, or join us on youtube.com/NGR Radio for our live shows around 8:30-ish. Somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's all right.
You can find our content on nerdsgonerogue.com or on our YouTube page. Remember to leave a review and a 5-star rating on iTunes or whatever platform you listen to. Don't bother with any of the lower numbers because that's just mean. You give us those 5 stars. Yeah, that's right. 5 stars.
I feel like that's wrong to demand, but okay.
No, it's not. 5 stars.
You know best, boss.
5 fucking stars.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beef!
Anyways, this has been another episode of Nerds Gone Rogue. Thank you so much for watching, and until next week, we love you.